Having a growth mindset is important and can make a big positive impact on your life. But how do you develop it? How do you create a growth-focused mindset? That's what I'll be talking about in today's talk. Hi and welcome to another episode of the Growth Philosophy Podcast, a bite-sized weekly podcast focused on helping you improve your mindset and your life. And I'm your host, Salik. In last week's episode, I went over a crucial insight on mindset. If you haven't listened to it already, check it out. That one insight can make a big difference to the way you think. But let's talk about today's topic. In today's talk, I'm going to give you 5 effective tips, 5 great tips to help you improve your mindset and continue on your journey to developing a growth-focused mindset. Now, if you have listened to the talk on fixed mindset, or the other talks for that matter, you now know what fixed mindset and growth mindset is, the difference between them, and which mindset is not good for you. The goal of the talks so far have been to give you clarity on what fixed mindset and growth mindset is, and help you see the contrast between the general thinking pattern and a growth-focused thinking pattern. If you followed along, you'll know how the usual way of thinking is different from the growth-focused thinking pattern. So you understand that a growth-focused thinking pattern, a growth mindset, is the better option. But how do you develop it or upgrade your mindset? You might be wondering. And that's where this talk comes in. In today's episode, I will give you 5 top tips to help you do just that. And here are the 5 top tips. Number 1, reframe failure. Number 2, stick it out. Number 3, change your perception about challenges. Number 4, be mindful of your strengths and weaknesses. And number 5, continually learn. I'm going to give you the details on these right now. So let's start with the first tip, reframing failure. One of the main reasons why the default mindset causes so much problem is because of the way it deals with failure. It treats it as the end of the road. That's why, in general, when people fail, they throw in the towel. That's the end for them. And that's the wrong way to think. Because failure is not the end of the road. In fact, a lot of times it's the beginning. Experiencing failure, experiencing some sort of setback is not a sign from the universe saying that it's time for you to quit. So you cannot think like that. If anything, an experience like that is a signal prompting you to try again. In general, failure is treated as the red light at traffic. People think that's a dead stop, that there is no way to go forward anymore. That's it. But in reality, all it is an orange light at best. A momentary pause for you to take stock of things and then plan ahead so that you can start again once the light is green. Learn from your failures. That is a key way to grow, not to mention a crucial way to upgrade your mindset and life. Now, tip number 2, sticking it out. The second recommendation when it comes to upgrading your mindset to adopt a growth-focused mindset revolves around a key trait that separates the successful from the rest. And it is tenacity. Overcoming obstacles, learning from failure, and continuing despite challenges can never happen unless you are tenacious. Unless you are mentally tough. It is hard. continuing on despite challenges. It is very difficult, but tenacity is the key to your ability to making things work in the end. The light at the end of the tunnel will never be visible if you give up midway. Makes sense, right? You can only see the light at the end of the tunnel if you continue on. And this ability to continue on only comes to you if you are tenacious, if you do not give up. This trait, and here's the good news, this trait can be learned. You can develop it. You can get good at it. You just need to practice it. The more you practice being tenacious, the more you practice being mentally tough, the better and tougher you will get. So practice tenacity. Now here is the third tip. It's about changing your perception when it comes to challenges. This third tip I have for you goes hand in hand with the first two tips, and it's about changing how you perceive challenges. Let me ask you something. Which one of these two viewpoints do you think will make it easier for you to overcome a challenging situation? Thinking of it as the end of the world, or viewing it as an opportunity to learn and grow? If you went with a second option, then give yourself a pat on the back because you are spot on. When you view challenging situations as opportunities, they give you an instant boost and makes it infinitely more possible for you to overcome that challenge. Whereas if you view the challenge as the end, then there is no room for progress left because you have already accepted defeat. Be aware of how you perceive challenging situations. View them as opportunities for growth and improvement, and you will give your mindset a massive boost. Not to mention massively improving your chances of improving your situation. So the next time you're dealing with a challenging situation, rather than thinking about it as the end of the world, look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Now here is tip number 4. Be mindful of your strengths and weaknesses. This fourth tip for upgrading your mindset is to do with your own strengths and weaknesses. Becoming aware of your strengths makes it possible for you to make the most of them. And the same goes for your weaknesses. When you know about your strengths, you can work in conjunction with them. You can make the most of them. But it also applies to learning and knowing about your weaknesses. Having weaknesses is not necessarily a bad thing. Having them does not inherently make you weak. We all have them. Everyone has weaknesses. The point is not to not have them at all, because that's impossible. But rather the point is to understand and become aware of them so that you can work around them and make the most of them. So learn about yourself. Self-awareness is valuable. And here is the fifth tip for you, and is to continually learn. This fifth tip for upgrading your mindset and your life is about committing to learning throughout your life. It's about making learning a lifelong project. Think about it. There is just too much to know. No one can ever know everything. So when you continue to learn, you keep getting better. It's common sense, really. The more you learn, the better you get. Right? And that is the very definition of improvement. So surely it's pretty understandable when I say that if you want to keep on improving your mindset and your life, you should be making learning a continuous process, right? So if you want to improve your life, you need to focus on learning continuously. So far with me? Good. So let's recap my 5 tips for helping you to improve your mindset. Number 1 was about reframing failure. Number 2 was about developing tenacity. Number 3 was about changing your perception of challenges. Number 4 was about being mindful of your strengths and weaknesses. And number 5 was about making learning a continuous process. Follow these 5 tips and your mindset will absolutely improve. It's not theory. Try them out, apply them to your life, and it will make a difference. On that note, my latest book, How to Think Better in 7 Days, is out. If improving the way you think is something you want to learn more about, check it out. It's available on Amazon and all the other major book retailers. You can find more details about it on my website. But that's it for today. I hope you found this talk useful. Share your thoughts and comments with me on my blog. Also, let me know if you have any suggestions about topics for future talks. Now, before I end today's talk, I do want to stress something. Again, I want to stress again just how important it is for you to keep working on your mindset. Your mindset is a key factor, if not the most important factor, that affects every area of your life. A better mindset always equals a better life. And vice versa. So you owe it to yourself and to those you care about to work and improve your mindset. It really is important for you to learn how to think better. So keep working on your mind. But that's it. It was an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you again for listening. I'll catch you again next Monday. Have a great week.